Bilib na bilib ako kay Manong Fishball. Akalain mong yung maliit niyang kariton, napalaki niya ng ganun? Ang nagagawa nga naman ng pangarap ng isang magulang.
Anong grade na ba yung anak nyo?
Tagal nang tapos sa mga bata. Ako naman ngayon.
Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Pero sa mga araw na yun,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the University Alliance Cup Season 3 featuring Wild Rift. We just got back from a tragic ADMU LG versus... sorry, I'm still not over it. We got ADMU LG versus Holy Angel University Valiant Esports. They got a good start, but a few blunders, and then they just went for the juggler. How just went straight for the Nexus right here. Now we're going to be up against West Visayas State University Leviathans versus Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Cerberus Ultimate will be your shoutcasters. I am Hyron. With me is Infinity. And let's start it off with a Lee Sin ban as always.
Definitely. I mean, it's standard right now. We're seeing it from time and time again that Lee Sin, that hyper aggression early game champion in this University Alliance Cup, is just a menace of a champion to deal with. So remove it out of the system, remove it out of the way, because it is such of an obnoxious champion to fight up against. But Sinja to follow up for Cerberus Ultimate as well. They want to remove that jungle role away from this matchup because Sinjao is also level 3 power spike champion that can duel significantly in the early game.
Okay, I was about to say, of course, you're going to ban out Aggressive's Lee Sin, and then I realized if you look at the lineups, Aggressive is actually playing for mid, Draken, who was support, is now playing the jungle, and Ezio is now playing as subbing in as their support here. So a little bit of a roster shift here within the same day. Let's see if the Leviathans can maintain their win streak so far. That's going to be the Ziggs and Kha'Zix once again being banned away. Two powerful jungle characters for the Cerberus Pylon Cerberus Ultimate here, taking that away. But of course, once again, this is Aggressive playing mid here and Draken in the jungle. So perhaps there's a lot of overlap with the champion pools here. Lulu priority with all of those powerful top laners left open. Very interesting coming in from West Visayas State University.
Yeah. And I think this is one of the first times that I've seen a support being prioritized in this game, especially with Camille open, with Gragas open, with Galio open. Right now in this draft, this is a very interesting take here by Leviathans. But so far, I think they want to have that priority on having that support role. On the other hand, we have Twisted Fate and Riven hovered in and locked in by Cerberus Ultimate, which I believe is going to be a menace into the mid lane specifically because Twisted Fate can jump in and control the map with his ultimate.
And here, this is the power of the red side, right? Like if you go first pick, if you're on blue side, right, you get one pick, you get the priority. They're choosing to use it on Lulu here, which means that Cerberus Ultimate from PUP, they're able to get a really nice 1-2 punch here with a TF and Riven. The Corki being picked up here. Renekton to match the Riven could be a possibility here for WVSU, but okay, it is going to come through. I was going to say that maybe we've seen Garen's face off against Rivens and perform very, very well, but it looks like they just want the standard lane bully Renekton here because Riven is pretty flexible in those roles. You don't want to pick the Garen into something and then realize it's not actually what you're going to be facing.
And there we go. With Camille being open, we have to lock it in. And now maybe a Camille jungle or a Riven jungle either can go anywhere. So I think it's just a flexibility here by Cerberus Ultimate. And now Galio being banned away by Cerberus Ultimate, I think is a clever move. And I think they also need to ban away Olaf because there is still a potential for Leviathan to bring it in. And alongside with Lulu, I think this will be just a very difficult duo to fight against. Maybe that's the reason why we have a Lulu priority here by Leviathans.
Perhaps, and just enable marksman here. This Corki we have seen Corkis go mid as well in UAC, and that's like the power of that Lulu. I guess that's why they prioritize it. They were like, okay, we're not gonna get one of the big four Baron laners that we've been seeing. Yeah, as you predicted, the Olaf ban. We're not gonna be going with any of the big four Baron laners, so let's just pick up the support, the Enchanter support that we want, since we are gonna try and ban out the Nami. And here, the thing is, if this Corki is going on to King, then this Lulu could actually like hang around mid side and enable that Corki while they have a farming marksman down on the Dragon lane. That is something that we have seen before. Rakan gonna get locked in. Cerberus Ultimates, they want to go in hard here, like dogs chasing bones in this side of the map. And meanwhile, let's see how Leviathan's responds to that in their last two picks.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. But Jarvan 4 going to be locked in by Leviathans. And
Mhm.
maybe Ziggs, but it is not left open. So in a different route, they have to pick another champion. And Seraphine
Mhm.
is also something that is very, very untraditional coming
Mhm.
into the Rift. So this is actually quite interesting for me to see for Leviathans picking up this draft and even the process of how they locked in on their draft composition today.
And I've seen Seraphine picked a lot in the previous season of UAC, but that's like months ago now. So now that they're picking it up here, this is very much like a throwback. And this is indeed going to be Seraphine in the mid here. It's not threatened too hard by the TF. Of course, an errant gold card into errant gold card into Hextech Ultimatum still gonna hurt really hard. But here, they're pretty much banking on keeping this front line and the Corki alive. Like you come in, Joe, Joe comes in with a Renekton, and he's pretty much not going to die if he's well supported. And if Tello is the one being threatened, then of course they can pivot the support onto the Corki instead.
Yeah, it might just be another variant of the unkillable composition that we
Mm-hmm.
saw in not in the University Alliance Cup, but rather in the professional scene
Mm-hmm.
in the Sea Icon series. We've seen
Mm-hmm.
it being picked up by Team Secret before, and now I think it is something that maybe Seraphine and having Lulu in their draft wants to do in their draft composition on having Corki being very, very safe, and
Mm-hmm.
also having Seraphine providing shield, providing heals for his team.
Mhm. That's definitely a comp to be concerned about, especially with this comp that they picked up. Of course, Cyricon interactions kind of got nerfed, but a bit of his power has been shifted elsewhere in his kit, so he's a little bit more versatile as well. This is a very aggressive comp. They're gonna go for these four-man dives onto like bot lane or Baron lane, and then pick up the tower from there, build up a gold lead using that, and then they can just keep going in and forcing fights once they've established like a one item lead on their main carry.
Yeah. And now let's provide the clear contrast between both teams starting on this game. The Vitans would be that 5v5 type of player, 5v5 team fighter of a composition. And Cerberus Ultimate is going for a pick comp. They have
Mhm.
Aggressive with a Twisted Fate. They have Riven, they have Camille, and Rakan. And having that pickup will be
Oh,
their advantage later on.
and here it seems they're actually gonna forgo giving aggressive like an early lane clear here, just to make sure that their jungler is clear enough for them. No one's gonna go for anything cheeky, and Kuya Fall actually just gonna go back to his own lane. Pretty standard so far. I don't think aggressive is really jockeying for an early clear here so far.
They want to just play it very safely because aggressive is not
Mhm.
really the strongest champion
Mhm.
at level 1, at level 2. That level 3 would be where it's at, and at level 5 this is where he can just jump into different lanes, and that I think is also reflective onto other champions between both teams. Level 3 and level 5 are something that they are both waiting for, so this expected. No one will go for that hyper aggression, no one will go for that
Mhm.
jungle invade for now. Just a bit of a clear on the laning phase, playing all throughout and just farming frequently.
Of course, here Joe, he is kind of safe here. Yes, right around the corner is Draken, but he is standing on top of a ward, and I think he might actually get pincered if he's not careful. I think Aggressive knows that, and they want to contest onto this Rift Scholar here, but Aggressive is going to get pushed out here, having to flash over, but they might have enough damage to get the first blood here. Yeah, Joe goes down, the Kuya Fall gets traded back. I think that's just going to be a trade of top laners here, or Baron laners, I believe. So the wave is crashing against Kuya Fall here, but in this bot lane, let's see Dragon Lane gonna come in with a grand entrance as well. Get that Blade Caller damage coming through. The heal from the Quill is able to keep Ezio alive as PUP picks up first blood. The second kill of the game, rather.
And this is what we're talking about as we look at the replay. Level 3 is just around something that they
Mhm.
want to look for before they start up the fight. Because this is everyone's power spike. Well, not everyone, but relatively in this draft
Mhm.
competition, having that power to sustain themselves in a 5v5 or the 3v3 in that case. So I think having that, they have the reflected one for one. But now,
Yeah,
starting off
Hextech
top lane.
Ultimatum. Yeah, they're gonna have Hextech Ultimatum rather, but they don't have Draken right around the corner, so it's just gonna be a full-on three-man gang here coming in from WVSU. And now they can kind of pressure this the top lane power a bit. They're not gonna choose to do so. They just need to recall, respond to mid lane as soon as possible. They're gonna be satisfied with evening up these the kills here against PUP.
Mhm. Yeah. And now another even level playing field for both teams, right? 11.1k for WVSU and PUP 11.7k. So not the greatest lead. It's actually quite minute considering our state of the game,
Mhm.
which is very, very early on this matchup. But Rift Herald, Ocean Dragon will be the first objectives coming up at 45 seconds. And I believe Rift Herald will be the priority by any of these two teams because that gold is going to be very important. And Ocean Dragon will be the second to that on having sustainability in the late game.
Mhm. I do see WVSU trying to jockey for control over the Drake side. Like as you said, this comp has a potential to be like immortal and just not die just from the healing that they get, the shields, the safety as well. Getting the Ocean Drake on top of that might actually mean that they can brawl it out a little bit longer against PUP's comp that really wants to go all in. Of course, Rift Herald could be the potential pickup right here. It does seem like they're trying to get some vision control around the area here. Kuya Fall fighting it out with Joe. And I think that is going to force a recall, which might mean that their Rift Herald is theirs in the pocket.
Yeah, this is what we're saying. Leviathan's going for the Rift Herald as a priority for the early gold. And PUP instead, you know what? You have the information that the Leviathans have the top side strength already. Let's go for the Dragon instead. Let's handshake it. Let's get the trade when it comes to objectives. And then we can push bot side turret. And our enemy team is probably going to trade as well.
They're going for the top lane here. They're looking, I think they're looking to take this to second tier at the very least, right? They do have shoving into mid lane here. That's what they're going for. So that's going to give them quite a bit of a tight control over the top side of the map. PUP is actually going to recall, stop at the first turret, first tier 1 turret, but it's going to be a gank here onto the Riven. Lots of damage coming through, gets dunked on with the Cataclysm. And like I said, they want to go for it all the way, but unfortunately, they just don't have the resources to. That's okay for them because PUP did choose to back off from the bot lane as well. It is basically them once again handshaking it. Okay, you'll take one tower, we take one tower, but we
It's
get a
like,
little bit more.
it's like the Rift Herald was a Trojan horse. Let's wait, let's wait. And then when he did it, that knocked up Kuya Fall and then followed up by Leviathan. It was over.
Yeah, MVP for that. But yeah, at WVSU, their movements are quite in sync so far. And now PUP, they want to be the ones to strike back on top side while WVSU hasn't mobilized onto the bottom side yet. But this might end up being a fight if they're not careful. Though Tello is not here, and he's a big source of their damage right now.
But look at here, Camille
Rocket.
going to the backside, going for flank.
Rocket, okay, good thing that he was sweeping there. He saw that there was trouble brewing. I think both of them are just going to back off here, maybe focus on mid lane. Now, as I said, there's a lot of pings coming through and aggressive, looking to take that turret down.
But not that fast. As Leviathan goes in.
Gonna go in. Mac, though, not gonna hit with his flag and dragon. I think they're just gonna back off. Polymorph here coming onto Draken, but he's easily gonna be able to dodge the encore as he gets back out of dodge with the hook shot. So I think, yeah, PUP, finally, no handshake there. It's just gonna be PUP taking something for free. WVSU doesn't really have in a position to trade back anything. So right now, PUP happy with themselves for sure.
Definitely, you should be because you have two turrets already secured by yourself, and that one is the mid lane tier 1 turret, which gives you map control in this game, and alongside with that is the Ocean Dragon. And so far, it has come dividends on getting that Ocean Dragon priority a while ago at 4-minute mark, and Cerberus ultimate is looking great in that mid game.
Okay, they're looking to try and take down Kuya Fall here. That's going to be a 2v1 with the TF. Joe, a little bit too overzealous there, not taking into account the destiny And I think that's going to be PUP, another small win, but no big breakthroughs just yet. Anyone could take momentum in a big team fight.
Definitely, there is still the opportunity later on for the Baron Nashor to come up. There is still the Infernal Dragon, the Mountain Dragon, and the Elder Dragon also up in the air.
Oh, it's going to be a charm coming through onto 2 members. Big knockup, but not before King already goes down. So that is going to be PUP building themselves up. Small leads build up to bigger ones here. And WVSU, they're starting to feel the Hitello might get caught off guard here. Gets grounded by the Hextech Ultimatum. He's going to be trapped. No way to save him. And that's going to be Ed having to run away. Seems like WVSU a little out of their comfort zones here. And we're going to have to see how this comes up very, very soon. Jumping over to try and finish off there. Seems like a little bit of a misplay from Mach, but that's going to be Draken easily getting out with a hook shot.
Yeah, he used up the flash to go in for the distance, but he went back with the Cataclysm, which was actually quite interesting. So that was ultimate burn, that was flash burn, and that gave him a huge disadvantage. And even at that, Cerberus ultimate secures the second turret mid lane.
I think right now WVSU is kind of, I wouldn't say limit testing. They're trying something out that's new. They're not practicing here. I believe it's something that they've practiced but haven't put out in a real competitive game. Because usually, where do we see WVSU, right? We usually see like Alistar comps, right? All in. Here, it's a little bit more subdued. They have the Seraphine and the Lulu instead of an Alistar. In comes aggressive positioning on that Destiny. Now that's going to be a lot of damage coming through. King goes down. Tilo comes in with the package, but he's going to get locked up here. He does get the Wild Growth on his side. He does have a little bit of space to pre-hit, but here comes there. He's going to try and challenge that helicopter with his own feathers. The bird or the copter, who's going to come through? Aggressive's going to come in and set up the kill for her marksman, and Ed, I think, is going to be able to escape, but once again, leads being built up here by Cerberus ultimate.
This one is something that I want to take note of. That Seraphine ultimate, if it connected towards PUP, that was 5-man charm. And they could annihilated PUP at that, but the problem was it did not connect. So Corki was pretty much dead, King was pretty much dead, they cannot fight it. So that was a missed opportunity for WVSU to turn the tides in their favor, but wasn't able to capitalize on the ultimates of King.
And it's starting to look real bad here for WVSU. 7.4k gold lead for PUP Cerberus ultimate. This is a good position for PUP, right? This is a comp that thrives in being ahead, you know, like Riven, Feast or Famine champion. Right now, 4-3-2. That's a very decent kill score to have. Already got 2 items completed. Meanwhile, Leviathans, they're really banking a lot on Telo here. But right now, he only has the Essence Reaver here going to come in as well. This could be a big opportunity. Big damage onto PUP. They get the initiative, and that is going to be split apart as PUP, their formation broken immediately. 3 kills taken the WVSU with no trade back. And I think they're going to go for that really worn down turret on the top side. Aggressive playing with fire here. Not going to be CC'd though, which means they can go for a defense here. This is going to end up as a 2v4 with the benefit of the tower though. So let's see if WVSU can pick up that tower. No, there's no wave.
Yeah. I mean, they got what they came for. Kills. Yeah. They did not get the Rift Herald, but even though they got so much value out of that.
Oh, okay, aggressive coming in as well. Might have bitten off more than they could chew, but they know that the rest of his team has already respawned, right? So as long as aggressive survives, and if he can stall out as much as possible, no, Ezio is gonna go down. And I don't think he bought enough time for PUP to come in. But why are they recalling right in front of PUP though, as the rest of PUP actually goes all the way to mid lane? PUP is gonna try and deny the backs here, but Joe is already coming through, gonna try and deny it from there. Meanwhile, PUP is still chasing. They encounter the turret. I think they're gonna back off here. Good decisions here from PUP so far, taking advantage of WVSU's movements.
Yeah, WVSU went for 5-man roam top lane, and then PUP was just, you know what, let's stall them. Let's bait them. We're going to push other lanes. We're going to get more gold in our favor now. They're looking at an 8k gold lead for Cerberus Ultimate, and now that led them to Zaya having 2k gold lead in the ADC matchup up against Corki.
The silver lining here is that Telo already has the Essence Reaver and the Solari Charge Blade, so building up those items for this Corki, which is the linchpin of their operation here. Joe gonna come in with Ruthless Predator onto Draken. Hookshot away. He's gonna get slowed down though. Can Joe get to him in time? It does not seem like they want to push their luck. not enough vision on where PUP is, and they might not have the exact timing on when Aggressive's Destiny could have come online, so they just back off. They don't want to put their cards down, put their chips down rather, for that kill.
They have to play very safe because Leviathans at the moment is at a huge disadvantage. If they lose a member here, PUP can force this fight and get an inhib turret in their favor.
Definitely. Can they try and defend their red buff though, or are they just gonna give it up to Kuyafall? Kuyafall very mobile, yeah. I guess Mac just says thank you for the leash, Kuyafall, but you're gonna have to back off. Still, PUP in the driver's seat now, 10k gold lead. Okay, not back to 9k because but soon could be a fight here because PUP, they're gonna start choking WVSU down, and the Leviathans are gonna have to lash out at some point.
And look at that. Seraphine went in for the Fimble Winter to gain more of a defensive capability because he would probably be that champion to keep his teammates alive. If he dies, his teammates are going to die. So having that Fimble Winter and having the Ludon's Echo balance your damage alongside with your own sustainability in the fights.
It does mean that a lot of the load is gonna be on Telo talaga. Like, if Telo goes down, there's no way they're gonna be winning a team fight. Joe could act as someone that can soften them up, but really the main damage is gonna come from the Corki. Now PUP gonna come in as well. Hextech Ultimatum, when is it gonna come out here? Lots of damage onto Telo. Can he get out in time? No, he has to flash out as the Hextech Ultimatum ends, but now he has space. He has space to free hit here. A lot of them are very low. Aggressive gonna try and come in. The minigun comes from the Seraphine, but with a GA being popped, that means Aggressive can pick up the kill. All of them are low. This means Cerberus has a short period of time where they can go for the mid lane turret and the inhib, and they do catch it, still maintaining the 10k gold lead, but now they have a lot of pressure coming down mid lane in their favor, which is favorable for them when they want to take the Drake.
There we go. I want to see this replay from Seraphine once again. Did you see that encore? It connected to every single one. And Leviathans, even though if they are at what, 10k gold disadvantage, they were able to punish just because of the setup that King did in that team fight.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that was in part to Ed and King, right? Telo, usually if your only damage dealer who is a marksman gets caught by Hextech Ultimatum, you just gotta say adios, right? But because King and Ed did everything they could to keep Telo alive, he was able to run back and get some space for himself to free hit. But still, 10k gold lead. They are trying to tear down a couple turrets, but they're giving up. They're basically giving up every Drake so far while waiting for Telo to fully scale.
Yeah, they cannot contest it because if they do, they're fighting up against that 10k gold advantage team. Even if they won that team fight a while ago, it doesn't really state a big advantage for them now that they won one team fight, right? They still have to respect the advantage that PUP has. They have to respect the damage that Aggressive has in those team fights, and Cloud Dragon isn't really exactly the best dragon that you want to contest with the risk of everyone being eliminated.
But here, it looks like WVSU, they are lashing out. The Leviathans coming through, trying to take that turret. But from downtown, in comes the Hextech Ultimatum. Telo is once again trapped. He's going to have to rely on his teammates, though. Yeah, he survives with a sliver of HP, but still coming through with the pursuit is Draken. He wants to arrest him for flying in the territories of PUP, and this is going to end up as an ace in favor of the Cerberus Ultimate Gang, and it looks like 12k gold lead, plus they have the space. They don't even need to go for the Baron. They just need to go for Nexus straight up, because 20-second death timers are not going to be fast enough, and Cerberus Ultimate evens this out 2-1. They're going to make themselves 2-1 and give WVSU their first loss here in our UAC Season 3 Division A group stage.
What a series performance by PUP. They showed up big in this game up against WVSU. And I think every single one of the casters has predicted WVSU to win this match.
I think there was like a okay.
Yeah, hold on. You're actually belittling us. We can win this too. And they showed up big up against WVSU today.
In the graphic, actually, I think a lot of our predictions didn't come through, but I did commit to saying WVSU. I did comment on the prediction post saying that I'm biased towards any team that brings Alistar. So that's why I voted
Right. Yeah.
W West Visayas, right? That's why I voted for Leviathans. But here they didn't bring the Alistar. They tried out a new comp that was different from what they brought in the previous two games, and I guess you're not gonna get the Alistar today. They do get the loss here, but very good performance from PUP.
Yeah. I'm starting to cry. There's like onions being chopped outside.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's Alistar supremacy, right, Tyron? It's
Yeah,
Alistar
they didn't bring the
supremacy.
Alistar. Hmm.
Yeah.
We can deduce that, but of course, it's not good for a team to be one trick pony. So good on Leviathans. Good on Leviathans for trying to switch it up with their rosters, and good for PUP's Pylon Cerberus Ultimate. Even with the shift in rosters, right? Aggressive going mid, Etsu going support, and Draken going jungle, they perform very, very well against one of the stronger teams in the group stage here. So I'm very, very excited to see how much more they have to offer as well. But I think we have one more game remaining. We're gonna come back with Gian Gaming and me after that. We have been your shoutcasters. I'm Hyron. With me was Infinity, and we'll be seeing you for our next game, PNU versus Admu, after a very short break.